am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. So thanks very much for joining myself and Lucy. And this is the Ephebopus Uatuman. I can never say that properly. And the first clip you saw at the beginning was after a successful pairing. He decided to leave himself right on top of her and wanted to engage again. Even though she killed the last male that we paired her with, this one was successful. And yeah, he just literally put himself over the hole and was just flaunting himself. And he actually went further, which we'll show you at the end of this. So we tried to catch the pairing of this one, but you'll see in a minute, it is actually quite hard to catch this one with pairing. They're very, very sensitive to light. They're sensitive to movement, shadows. The female is very cautious. The male's quite skittish, runs all over the place. It took us about 10-15 minutes to get him settled in this enclosure. But what we had to do was, where you can see he is now and he's starting to drum with his pedipalps on the web, we had to get him in that position. Once we got him in that position, he picked up on our pheromones and then started to rub his pedipalps on the actual spider web and then brought her up slowly. But she is absolutely twice the size, maybe a bit more than him, but she is quite feisty. Food orientated, she eats everything. She's never refused anything. She eats multiple times in a week. And we couldn't do the last pairing with the other male. He just wouldn't do the drumming. Had to leave him in there. He was in there for a week, and then unfortunately we found him perished. But this male we didn't want to, so we wanted to stop it and separate. There is a definite pairing, but because I had to put the camera down and turn all the lights off just so it's in dark, which you'll see in a few minutes, we had to dim the lighting down to get her to come out. She would literally come up to the top and then wouldn't come any further because she was aware we were stood there and aware of the lights. So you can see how we engaged her to come out. But then we had to turn off all the lights, put the camera down, and literally she come up enough for him to pin her back, and it was over in about 10 seconds. And then because I moved, she darted straight back down in instead of trying to bite him, because she put her fangs out over him, which is good. So we got a pairing, so we're going to do it again. But yeah, we'll just see if you can watch what he's going to do. He is going to attempt to move in slowly. I think I'll cut some of this footage down because it went on for about half an hour just for him to move like another centimetre closer. But we got her further up, then she starts drumming more, but then a neighbour of ours slammed the door and it made her dart straight back down in. So we seem to have to start that process all over again, and he had to drum for another 10-15 minutes and then get to this point here where she comes up. But she gave us a few jumpy moments where she stretched her fangs out. She literally stopped moving her legs, raised up a couple, but just kept stretching her fangs out as if it was a warning. But the male seemed to pick up on that and wouldn't engage her. So as soon as she dropped her guard, I think it was 25 to 30 minutes, he just pinned her back, got in and got out. But unfortunately I didn't get that insertion on camera, but I'd rather they did it. But you could see the aftermath and what happened, and then Lucy gets him out. But he was like this for quite some time with the drumming, and we've noticed that each species does it slightly different. Some drum more vocally with the pedipalps, quite louder. Others use their legs. OBTs that we've got, they shake their legs and the rear legs. So some just do the pedipalps quite hard, but this one's doing sort of a different rhythm. It's like he's communicating, because she is extremely feisty. And the more she comes up in a second, you will see that she is a lot larger, but it's the coloration that I like. I mean, look, there you go. So you can see she's way bigger than him. The orange bands on her legs. She touches him. He's picking up off her body language. If they do that, he's not too sure of himself. You can see he's got his rear legs braced, ready to bolt in any direction. And trust me, this guy is fast. He was, just to get him in this enclosure, he was all over the place. And he actually gave us a threat display and struck the bit of wood, the little stick that we use. So he's actually a little bit feistier. The previous male we had was so calm, you could pick him up with your hands, put him in, and he did nothing, but then he wouldn't drum. So that's obviously an issue with that male. Didn't know how to copulate with her, but this one is serenading her. He's doing it well. He's taking his time. And I think literally they do sit here for quite some time on here. So I may have to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so I had to cut about 10 minutes here. They just stayed there still for some time, but you can see now he's managed to get her to come out, because she was staying in the hole as if she wanted him to come more further, but he knew what he was doing. He knew he didn't have to go in there, and he's just took his time, kept drumming to get her to come out. But I think she stays in this position again for some times and then gives a bit of a threat display. So I'll cut some more and come back to you when we've got a little bit more in there. Okay, so another 8 to 10 minutes has gone by, but I thought I'd show you that shot there, and you can see he's drumming, but he's dragging his pedipalps back. It's as if he's calling her to come out to him. He needs to get her up a little bit more so that he can reach her lower abdomen and then obviously make an insertion. And for all those that know breeding, that have done some species, some will let them stay there and drum away and insert and then pull out and insert. Others are literally in and out and they run for their lives. And I think this is one of those moments. So yes, I think I'm going to cut again. He's trying to go a bit closer, but I'll come back to you when there's a little bit more. Okay, so we've come back here purely because I'm about to turn the light off. And there we go. So I've turned the light off just to give her a bit more privacy, because I think we're up to about half an hour now and she will not come out any further than this. So we're trying to help him out and get her to come out and give her a bit more comfort. So there we go. So you can see that she's going to move. She's going to start moving out a bit more. There you go. So he's drawing her out. But this is purely because she's so light sensitive, but still not good enough. She has to come out a bit more. But he's definitely putting in the work, because as I said, it's over half an hour. So he's going strong. He's got her to there. So I'll come back to you again once we've got some more progress. Okay, so another 15 minutes has gone by and we put the hallway light on just to give us some vision so we can see, but she's actually starting to open up her fangs. So we were getting a little bit worried at this moment. She was changing from mating to potentially wanting to eat him, but she's near enough in position, but you can see that the abdomen's not up enough for him to reach, and he seems to know that. So he's still not going in. He's actually trying to get her to raise up or come out a little bit more, but trying my hardest not to disturb them, but also to get them on camera. So we're back again, another 10 minutes or so, and as you can see, there's something spooked her. I don't think it was myself, because I was trying to be extremely quiet, but she does come back out. So we'll come back to that when she comes out. Okay, so apologies for that. I did miss the actual pairing between themselves, and it was definitely, and it was confirmed, but it was literally so quick. So this is where he had just finished, and then he somehow started getting strange with his pedipalps, and that's normally a good sign, so he did get an insertion. But now he's just standing over a hole like he's not aware that she's inside, and she is aggressive. She did eat the last male, who was bigger than him, but he just doesn't care. So he's just there on the top, but I'm very, very happy. So I'm glad he survived, and I will actually pair them again. I'm going to give them a good few days apart, possibly a week, and see if I can get them both to feed and then put them back in. So now what we've got to do is Lucy wants to try and get him out and see if we can put him back in his house, but he's having none of it. So I think he actually just starts to walk straight down in towards her. So let's try and have a look at that. Oh, there you go, he's made a mistake.
Does he want to be dinner? Get out, dude.
Well, it's probably because he just saw me. But you need to get out, mate. Don't turn your back on her. She ate the last male.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Oh, where's he gone?
He's gone even further in.
Mate, she's going to have
Idiot,
you.
get out.
He's literally backed his bum up to her face. She's there. And we're going to try and get him out. So she's backed up, so she's not going to eat him because we fed her a lot. So let's see if Lucy can entice him up.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. There you go, that's it, it's in the tub, it's fine. Nina, Ura, well done. Get the lid. There you go, slide the lid in now so stop them going down. Brilliant. There you go.
Yeah, I saved you, you little nutcase.
And where is she?
God, how were you not dinner?
She is down there. I can't seem to get to focus on her, but she is down there, so that's a successful pairing.
You little loon.
And then he goes